Hey everyone, Bright2J back with another episode of Yay Toys Plus, and today's review is going to be on something that I've been wanting to review since October of 2017. That is the Mezco Toyz 112 Collective Tiger Stripe Wolverine New York Comic Con exclusive. Wow, that was a mouthful. Anyway, so this is a figure that I actually picked up at New York Comic Con. I stood online. I waited and waited and waited for probably about 2 hours. Made some friends, really cool people. Then I realized they were taking cash only because their internet was down, and I was like, oh crap, I only had a card. And then luckily I found an ATM, and because I made the friends, they helped me out. And so thank you guys, if you're watching, for really being awesome and doing that. And I hope you enjoyed the rest of your con, because it was just an amazing one this year. So yes, stood online. Eventually, the line did its thing and moved, and I got this fabulous figure. Then I took it home, and when I finally took it out of the box, I noticed my claw was faulty. And that was a problem, and this is why the review is so delayed. But yes, I contacted Mezco, and Mezco, I've seen some things about their customer service not being great, but I didn't mind. I emailed them anyway. They were like, we need a receipt, and then I didn't have it. I texted and emailed a bunch of my friends trying to figure out who still had their receipt from Comic-Con. And big shout out to Boog from the ACBA for helping me out with that too. Because without him sending me a picture of the receipt, I'd be lost. So thank you, Boog, for helping me out. So yeah. This figure is probably one of my favorite Mezcos in recent times. I'm really excited. But real quick, I'll tell you the rest of the story. So sent them the picture of the receipt. They told me, hey, thank you. We'll send out the replacement once the figure's back in. And I know there was a big wait time for this piece because, it's Wolverine. It's a phenomenal figure. And come on, who doesn't like Wolverine? We all grew up watching the 90s X-Men cartoon. So yeah, Mezco, they contacted me, right before Christmas, and they were like, hey, what's your address? And so I sent them, the address, and they were like, okay, pieces will be there tomorrow. And then, sure enough, boom, FedEx came to my job, said, hey, we got a package, and it was the claw that I needed. But they didn't just send the right hand, they sent right and left, just to be safe, and that is pretty sweet. Yeah, and now I finally have a completed Mezco Wolverine. After months of, him sitting in my closet, waiting to be reviewed, and I couldn't review it with a faulty claw. Come on, that's just not right. But, yeah, this is the Mezco Tiger Stripe Wolverine, and I love this figure. I think the fabric on this is great. That they really give that, yellow spandexy look. I think it actually is spandex spandex-like material. The head sculpt just looks really good. And I was watching Unparalleled Universe's video yesterday on this, and he's right. There's sculpted ears underneath the mask. It's kind of hard to see, and I know my lighting's not great, but that'll change this year, I promise. And yeah, they kind of sculpted around, to give the look like he's actually wearing a mask, and that the ears are definitely under there. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, awesome, dude. Thank you for pointing that out. So yeah, And congrats to him, too. He just became a member of the ACBA officially. And if you haven't subscribed to Unparalleled Universe, definitely do so. You know, we chat on the reg. He's such a cool dude. So, yeah. This is the figure, the face sculpt, and I think it just looks great. Like, it really has that, like, don't bother me look that Wolverine has. The little smug smirk. I love it. Now for articulation, he has typical Mezco articulation, right? So the head could go, you know, and then head and the neck, rather. They're separate pieces. So you get all the movement that you want with that. Side to side a little bit, too. I think that's pretty cool to give him that, like, you know, don't piss me off look. Now, the shoulder pads, they're on a hinge. And they do come off a little easily. And you can see that's the hinge right there. But they go back on pretty easily, too. Of course, not on camera. There we go. And why they did this is so you can get better articulation in the arms. So you just basically got to lift these up. And then you can see you got more articulation in the arm. My Wolverine, because he's been in the closet for such a long time, joints are kind of stiff, mostly. So, and outside of, like, the handful of times I've played with it since. No. So, the articulation here, he kind of has some sort of waist swivel. It's a little tight. I know it was tight on Parallels also. And then you got some diaphragm movement there. Let's see, what else now? I know there was an issue too, and he also pointed out that, like, the stitching. So my stitching is what they call Comic-Con stitching. Because I read that in the Mezco forum on Facebook that, like, it seems like New York Comic-Con purchased ones have the blue stitching, and then, like, some people got yellow stitching. I got blue. Mine is fine. Just be careful with that. You don't want your Wolverine to have a hole in his crotch, because that would be uncool. I do like the way that the tiger stripe look came out on the outfit. Like, so tiger stripe, not my favorite outfit. I'm more of the brown and tan. But I like this because this is my childhood with, like, the, you know, X-Men animated series. But it's cool that they did, like, an alternate take on this. You know, like, Mezco, they don't do it accurate on purpose. They do, like, their version of accurate. If that makes sense. It's like, they kind of modernize it just a little. They tweak it, you know. Like, the shoulder pads here, you could see some, like, really light, dry brushing to give, like, that these are metal up top. Same with the gloves. I know my lighting in here is not great. Really working on that, guys, I promise. So all it takes is a little table lamp. But yeah, like, there's buckles and stuff, and, like, a little pouch on the glove, and, you know, I know he got, like, pouches here. Love the way the X logo looks. Nice and shiny. Looks like it's been through some stuff. Yeah. Well, with the rest of the articulation, I'm totally spazzing. Upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. Thing is, the top of the glove does not rotate like other Mezcos, which, you know, it is what it is. First, real quick, I love that. That looks so cool. It's like you could see, like, that's where the claws would come out. Now, for the rest of the articulation, you could split out about that much. Kicks back about that much. Forward about that much. Double jointed knees. The top of the boot does rotate. And he does have better ankle pivot than most Mezcos. I know that's something that they're slowly working on. So it seems like him and Deathstroke have the better ankle pivot. Take a close look at the back of the figure now. The stitching looks really good, and it blends in really nicely with this figure. And I do like the stylized boots that they did. You know, like these look like the average boots on like I think like the Punisher, but they just give like the Wolverine type wing. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, let me hit pause for a second and show you his accessories. Now, before I get into talking about the figure's accessories, I want to just point out the box. The artwork, whoever Mezco has as their artist, keep them, because the artwork on this thing is always great. And then also, the box is noticeably smaller, because, you know, it seems like exclusives they are. We all have closets, that's where I keep mine. And it also says Pose Play Display, so that's new. And of course, you got that Mezco exclusive sticker right there. So, for the figure's accessories, you have, let me get Wolverine standing up here real quick, just out of the way. And then, alright, so for the accessories, you get the display stand. And I do like the color scheme. It's the dark navy with the yellow. And of course, you know, you just take the figure, just plug them in. Or if you want to have them in the air, like doing a jump or whatever, then you got this piece here. And it has the 4 Phillips heads. Where definitely loosen it a little so you don't break it. Because these are pretty tight right out of the box. And then you would basically pop that out there, plug that in there, don't lose this piece, and you're okay. So yeah, that's the stand. Wolverine comes with multiple sets of heads. So for starters, you of course got the default head. Just pop that off like this. Then you got the head with the grit, which I think looks really good too. And once again, you see the ears kind of sculpted underneath the mask. And I do like the way that came out. That's the he smells something, I'm pissed off, you know, type of look that he has. And then of course, you got the maskless head. Yeah, so that's Wolverine without the mask. And not my favorite of the head sculpts, but I do like it. You know, it just has that really cool, like, dickish smirk that he had, you know, in the cartoon. Or even in the comic. There we go, now it's popped on. So yeah, I like it a little bit, you know. It's kind of growing on me, actually. And I think the sculpt and the paintwork just came out beautiful. But we're going to take this head off. Wow, that was tight. And we're going to put on the I smell something look. Because it kind of fits when you want to talk about the reason why you like Wolverine so much. Well, one of them is when he goes kind of berserk and you get these wonderful claws coming out. So these are sharp, so be very careful. They feel like they could break. I mean, obviously mine did, hence the whole replacement story in the beginning of this video. So be careful. And basically what you do is unpeg the fist. I grab from here. Don't grab from the claws, or else you'll be crying. So just press down, and there he is with the claw. And do the same for the other. Again, grab by the hand and not by the claw when you're putting these on, because you do not want to break your figure. So like so. And that just looks incredible. I really like it. I'm really, really happy. Now we'll take these off. I'll show you the other hands that he comes with. He comes with a set of open hands. If you hear a lot of thumping, it's my cats. They like it to all act crazy when I'm recording, as you saw in my last Wolverine video. Anyway, let me take this here. This is the grip hand, the one-on-one. Sorry, it's not on camera when I'm doing this. Yeah. So these are the other hands that he comes with. So he has an open hand and a grip hand. And I like that both alternate sets have that little, where like the claws look like they could still come out at any time. And that's pretty cool. Now thinking about the grip hand, you get that one final accessory. The Mask of Ogun. Now, it doesn't fit on any of the Wolverine heads. But like, I know some people have tried it with like the Articulated Ninjas from Foosh. So yeah, it's a cool little piece. I forget what comic issue Ogun was in. I looked it up. I thought it was like 167 or 169. I don't remember. Let me put his hand back on. All right. So yeah, so this is the grip hand. You can have him grip anything. I'm gonna have him grip the mask with the other hand. So yeah, because I think it could grip. Now there you go. So it holds in pretty well. So yeah. This is the Wolverine from Comic-Con, and I'm super happy about this figure. I love it. It's one of my favorite pieces. As soon as I get my display up and running, I got a nice glass display case that I cannot wait to set up. It was a Christmas gift from my fiance, and yes, I said fiance because I got engaged in the beginning of December. So as a Christmas gift, she got me a display case for all my Mezcos, and I'm super, super stoked. I really like this figure. It is great. It was totally worth it standing on that line. I'm super thankful to those guys on that line that held my place, and I'm super, super grateful for Mezco and their quick customer service. Because I love this figure. He and Deathstroke right now seem to be my top two Mezcos, and that's saying something because I like all of them. So yeah. Definitely pick them up if you could still get them. I know third party, you're paying an arm and a leg. Definitely keep waiting on Mezco to have more in stock, because it'll definitely be worth it. Or if you want the brown and tan, that's coming out soon. I know eventually we're getting the X-Force variant, the gray and black, so that's going to be pretty cool too. Yeah, I mean, I could talk about this figure all day, but, I've kind of went on long enough. So pick them up, and, you'll enjoy it. It's definitely worth it. Alright, guys. Well, that's it for this video. You can follow me on all the social media stuff that I'll post at the bottom. You could also definitely find this on InnerCityGeeks.com. And I will totally check you guys later. Peace.